Hello everyone, ChronicKloudz here, and we're back with more World of Warships Legends content. In today's video, we have another premium ship review of the Tier 5 British Heavy Cruiser London. We're going to be giving our thoughts of the ship, the commander build I use for this setup, and to top it off, we're going to show off a replay to see what this ship can do in battle. My two choices for commander, I would either go for Azur Lane Belfast as your first choice, and if you don't have her, I'd look into Bruce Fraser. The reason I took Belfast over Bruce Fraser is because the London isn't the most agile cruiser to begin with, so adding a few more knots in speed with Fraser's main inspiration is like fixing a hole in your ship with office tape. I'm joking, of course, but anyways, I end up using Azur Lane Belfast for her extra concealment when she's firing in smoke. She practically has the same setup as Fraser, other than that and the legendary perk. I think the London is a very good support ship, and actually a very good ship if played correctly when you're solo also. She has a kind of chess-like playstyle in many ways that requires you to play somewhat passive at the start of the game and kind of use island and smoke cover to attack your enemies at range. If you get into a gunfight in open water with no smoke against pretty much any battleship in the game, you're pretty much dead almost every time. You don't have very much armor when it comes to battleship shells. But you do have pretty good torpedoes, so if you are close enough to a battleship in open water, you can torpedo them, but that's pretty much it. But when it comes to cruiser and destroyer engagements, the London handles very well. You have a pretty decent sonar that can spot torps early, which can give you an advantage in your smoke screen, and can also spot destroyers sitting in their smoke, if you decide to rush it, that is. And not to mention, she has a pretty good detectability range, and also a pretty decent heal consumable. But anyway, that's enough about the ship, and what I think about the ship. Let's see what she can actually do in action. And like I said earlier, playing the London is kind of like playing a chess match. You kind of have to play it passively, kind of here at the beginning, and make your moves very, very wisely. You don't have the speed to get out of most situations that other cruisers have. And the armor to boot as well. But so that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of use islands here early on. Utilize them to where we can get up to the sides, these edges of the island, and shoot over the edges. And kind of be able to shield ourselves from battleships. If we need to reverse, we can always reverse. Get back behind the island. Now keep in mind, we're not going to sit behind the same island that we pushed to at the beginning. I see that so often. We have a Trento, and normally you'd want to start off with HE. But if you ever see a cruiser broadside you like that and just sit there or hit an island, you should be automatically switching to AP. And I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to let you see it yourself. Yeah. So you could instantly delete people broadside if you didn't know that already. That is if they're cruisers and you hit them in the right spot. RNG provided. But we have our smoke pod. We could have probably got away with not throwing our smoke up here, but I kind of wanted to shield our division mate as well. But we're just, like I said, use the edge of this island and use these islands to keep us undetected. And we're just going to constantly just keep firing HE shells over this island. And as you notice, might as well point this out now, we are up tiered slightly. So it's a good chance to see how this ship handles being up tiered played the way I play it. Shores takes a nasty salvo there and damn near gets killed. AP barely does anything there because he's slowed down. We barely got, I think, 1 or 2 penetrations out of that. But he's doing the same thing the other guy did, except for this time we're going to use HE on the side of that light cruiser. And it's not going to do really anything. So that's why you'd want to use AP right there instead of HE. Good example. We've already accrued 51,000 damage, 6 citadels, and a kill within the first couple minutes of the match. And now we have a West Virginia that we're going to try to make our next target. Poor guy's just sitting out there taking shots from everybody. And this is why a lot of people do not like this map, because it's such a lemming train to one side. But if you can get into this map and you can get around the backside of A, not rush in, but get around the backside and patiently push in and then cap it, you put your team at a huge advantage, because that's the cap everyone really ends up fighting for at the end of the game. Being if everyone hasn't died. We have the new Tier 6 Munchin out there shooting at us. We're going to try to take him on. Be looking out for a video in the future as well. But we're just going to spam HE. There's no point in us going AP right here because he's swinging and swinging. And we just almost got obliterated by that West Virginia. It only took one salvo and we're already almost out of the game. And I believe that was only his back guns. So thank goodness he didn't have his front guns around. We probably would not be here right now. But knowing that, what do? We instantly push behind an island to where we're not spotted, at least until the airplane spots us. And we put ourselves in a hard spot for him to do damage to us. He does get one more salvo over, and we pretty much bounce most of it. Now look at my health. That's the kind of health you can regenerate when you have this British hill repair party. It's just crazy. Even on a cruiser, I can repair so much damage. It's kind of an advantage for this ship as well. If you play it passively and you have a hill, that's like, and smoke, that's just a nasty little combo, isn't it? We've just been sitting here roasting West Virginia for the past couple minutes. She's already on the last tail end of her survivability out there. And the Torps finish her off. Time to deal with this HE spamming Munchin. I call him HE spamming, but we're sitting here doing the same thing. But that's just what it is. We see that our teammate's going to go ahead and capture C, so we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and just push into B. Let them capture it. We're going to get in here and we're going to try to take care of these people. Actually, in this game, I was actually going for a damage record for this ship. I got really close. And this game right here just goes to show you, you don't have to completely abandon your teammate and not help your teammates just to get a damage record. Because as you see in this game, man, I'm supporting the team the entire time. And here's where it gets me. I'm like, oh, dude, 2 full health battleships. I got this. It's over. We're not really in cap threat. We're about to cap both areas. So I'm like, man, this could be the game. I might have it. I mean, that's what you would think. With 2 full health battleships out there. But our teammates are just too good. As you see, New Mexico just got citadeled. He's already at half health. We do have 1 fire on him, so not too bad. But he puts it out. So, yeah, we're not getting any more damage off of him anymore. So let's switch to New York, huh? Might as well. Keep an eye on his health, watch. This is what I do a lot of times whenever I'm playing an HE ship. I like to cycle my targets very often. Unless I set a fire, I'm cycling my targets. And once I set a fire, I'm going to keep spamming that same ship until they use their damage control, and I set permanent fires, and then I switch to the next target if I have it. And look at New York cells. Gone. All the way gone. So we're not going to get any of that either. And at this point in the game, we have these guys running away. It's pretty much in the bag. But you can see just how well this ship can handle if you position yourself correctly. And you can also see what happens if you don't. I got hit really hard earlier. And luckily it didn't end my entire game. So at this point, we're just going to push up. We got one last battleship left. Come around the corner. Last battleship. And it's a Baron. And the world is not looking very good for Mr. Baron. As you see, he didn't push into the cap. And he sat in the back and it didn't favor him. Come out. Pop our smoke. And let's help our team just burn him down. And we had a pretty decent match in this. I think it shows off the ship pretty well all around. Didn't really show off the torpedoes in this game, but that's okay. We set a last fire and we get the last kill on that guy. And man, it was a passive battle, but hey, we did a lot of damage and we supported our team very well, ending the game with 123,000 damage and 2,700 base experience. How did you?
You go.
Thank you for watching the video, and if it was in any way helpful, please consider subscribing for more. And until next time guys, we will see y'all later.